Title fight, but my goodness, that was stirring stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to VTB Ice Palace Arena, Moscow, where the Vlad Krunov promotion in association with Omar Kremlov proud to present the main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing Cruiserweight contest. Бой санкционирован Федерацией профессионального бокса России. Sanctioned by of Russian Professional Boxing Federation. Президент Виктор Агеев, который сегодня в нашем зале. Супервайзер Олег Агеев. Судьи у ринга. Three judges at ringside scoring this contest. Сергей Лютунов, Бабан Надыров и Ираклий Малазони. Ваш судья, хронометрист, your timekeeper, Андрей Халайжан. И с ударом гонга, ваш рефери в ринге. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge, from Germany, is Germany, Ingo Barabas. Итак, дамы и господа на трибунах, миллионы фанатов бокса во всем мире в прямом эфире на Первом канале с арены ВТВ Ледовый дворец бой Роя Джонса! Ladies and gentlemen in attendance and millions of boxing fans around the world, live on Channel 1 from VTB Ice Palace Arena of Moscow, Roy Jones bout. Представляю вам соперников и первым бойца в синем углу. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Ему 35 лет, рост 193 сантиметра, вес 87,5 килограмм. 35 years old. He stands 193 centimeters tall, official weight 87.5 kilograms. Его профессиональный рекорд 47 боев, 40 побед, включая 32 победы нокаутом, 7 поражений. And his professional record 47 bouts, 40 victories, including 32 wins by way of knockout and 7 defeats. Дамы и господа, бывший чемпион мира WBO в первом тяжелом весе. Ladies and gentlemen, his former WBO Cruiserweight Champion of the World from Swansea, Wales, Great Britain. Please welcome Enzo Maccarinelli. А вот его соперник в красном углу ринга. And his opponent, the transferring fighting out of the red corner. Бойцу 46 лет, рост 180 сантиметров, вес 89,7 килограмма. 46 years old, he stands 180 centimeters tall, official weight 89.7 kilos. Его профессиональный рекорд 71 бой, 63 победы, включая 45 побед нокаутом, 8 поражений. And his professional record, 71 bouts, 63 victories, including 45 wins by way of knockout, and 8 losses. Дамы и господа, 8-кратный чемпион мира в 4 различных весовых категориях. Лучший боец вне зависимости от весовой категории по версии журнала Ring Magazine. Абсолютный чемпион мира в полутяжелом весе. Ladies and gentlemen, here's 8-time world champion in 4 different weight divisions. Pound for pound, best boxer in the world by Ring Magazine. Former undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. Дамы и господа, ladies and gentlemen, from Pensacola, Florida, and now из Пенсаколы, Флорида, Соединенные Штаты Америки. И сегодня впервые в истории профессионального бокса легенда Америки бьется за Россию. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in the professional boxing history, the American legend fighting out of Russia. Please welcome Roy Jones Jr. And last instructions from referee in charge, Enzo Barabas.
Enzo, Roy, come on. You know the rules, obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck to both of you.
So is one of the great legends of sport still a fighter for real?
Okay.
Is Enzo Maccarinelli's punching power going to tell? 102 fights between them, 77 knockouts.
Wait in the corner.
But 15 losses and 11 stoppages.
Okay.
Igor Barabbas, the man in control. What have we got in store? I wonder what Maccarinelli's tactics are going to be. Is he going to jump on him or wait for him to come and just have a little look, Barry?
Well, I think he's got to be patient, Enzo, here. He's got to use that long reach, that jab, but he's got to come back fast because Roy Jones jumps on you, and that's what he does. We see there, he jumps, Roy Jones. If Enzo can time that, because he got such tall, such longer reach than Jones, if he can take a little step back and time that jump, catch Jones with the right hand, with his feet off the floor, then, you know, it could be an early night for Enzo, but he has to be careful. If Jones jumps into that left hook and catches him, it could be an early night for Roy.
And that's the sort of thing which makes this so fascinating. That's a nice jab from Maccarinelli. Needs to work that sizable reach advantage that he's got.
That jab's got to be constant and it's got to be sharp throughout the fight. You can't throw a lazy jab. You'll pay for it otherwise.
This, as you have seen through the build-up, has been so built up here as a glory night for Roy Jones. They've come to worship, but that's a nice right hand that Maccarinelli just clips Jones with before he pushes him back onto the ropes and tries to work on the body.
I wouldn't get too close to Jones either, even though Enzo got probably more power in many ways than Roy. Just keep it nice and long.
He has produced some spellbinding nights, Roy Jones. I think James Toney back in '94, I think John Ruiz, but this is now 2015.
Watch your head.
It's a nice body shot from Jones.
Lovely body shot. And Roy there, Roy Jones. Enzo got to keep that nice long jab. I think he only got about half. Ooh, not far off there, was he? Or did he just glance?
I think he clipped him. Yeah? I think he clipped him, Barry, because there was a little showboat from Jones, as much as to say, yeah, you hit me, but you didn't hurt me.
But as tall as Enzo is, I think you only got like half an inch in reach advantage on Roy Jones. So you got to keep those legs nice and wide.
I wonder how much Roy Jones actually knew about Enzo Maccarinelli. Has he miscalculated? Good shot.
Yeah, good from Enzo Maccarinelli there. And again, lovely uppercut. I was worried about Enzo being close up to that. That would be Roy Jones's tactic to throw that uppercut through, but Enzo landed with two lovely right uppercuts close in.
Jones always not only had that blurring hand speed, had phenomenal footwork in his prime, and that hand speed, there's still a vestige of it remaining, but the foot speed isn't what it was. And another right hand from Maccarinelli. Much vaunted left hook, Maccarinelli, but it's the right hand which he's landed with good effect a couple of times. And if you were a Roy Jones fan, you would be worried by that opening round.
Yeah, well, you would be, but I think Enzo had a good round, you know, and a good start there for Enzo Maccarinelli for me. But I think Roy had a few little chances as well where he think, you know, this guy might overreach and I can exploit it.
Here's some of the action from the opening round.
That was lovely, Roy Jones, that was. Tapping to the head and dipping down behind the elbows.
That's what he's scared of.
And again.
Good little assault there from Roy. There you go, just maybe just touch the target there with that. That was good. Good from Enzo, but also good reflexes also from Roy Jones. But don't want to see too many risks with Enzo Mac. If he connects with that right hand, then Jones will be looking up at him.
3, 4, 5 rounds. It's going to start to get slower and slower and slower.
Gary Lockett telling him that Roy Jones is going to get slower. We move into the second. It's a 10-rounder, remember this one.
But he's also telling him he's going to start fast again in this round. I think he's pretty sure with the age and how Roy fights now that it's going to be a fast start, I should say, and then he's going to slow down as the fight progresses. So for Enzo to stay nice and tight. Don't make any silly mistakes. Don't lean forward with the right hand, turn from the waist. Keep that punch nice and long. And for Roy, you got to use those fast feet to close the distance. You got to leap him, but not. That's what he does there. It's a perfect example, but not do it from too far out and telegraph it.
It's always been his danger shot, hasn't it? That left hand. That's the one which has flummoxed opponents for, well, just so long.
But at his peak, he was so fast with his feet. He had so much spring. So his legs were so strong as well. He would jump off it, and you wouldn't even see it. You wouldn't know he was on you until he hit you. But now, slowed quite a lot since then, and you can. He does it from too far out. You can see that punch. You can see him trying to engineer into the position to throw it.
It's a nice right hand from Jones. He had that spring in his feet, didn't he? Remember, once on one occasion, he went and had a game of basketball on the morning of a fight. Always the consummate showman.
That's the punch for Roy Jones. That left hook there. That's what he's had so much success with.
Little example of the hand speed of Jones there as he pierced the guard with that right hand. No great power in it, but it was through the guard into the chest. That's low.
You okay? Yeah? No low blows, okay? Okay? Box!
Made his eyes water a little bit. Onwards.
He's an honest pro, though, isn't he, Enzo? He won't really complain too much. Good jab there from Jones. I said, I think he only loses out on reach by about half an inch.
And yet by height, Jones is a little bit shy of 6 foot. Oh, shot.
Good shot.
And Maccarinelli 6'4". There's another low one.
Again, though, Enzo just staying too close for me. Land with that 1-2, take the half a step out and keep it from range.
Looking for the right hand, I think, Barry.
Got to keep pumping that jab out, though. Like I said, they've got to be active. Good right hand again from Enzo Mac. Got to take that step to the side on the ropes. Good uppercut as well there from Maccarinelli, having a good round.
Watch your head!
But Jones has made a career also of fighting off the ropes at times. He's very effective at it, so don't stand in front of him. Lovely body shot, though, from Enzo Maccarinelli.
The work of, or rather the influence of Vladimir Putin himself, instrumental in giving Roy Jones his passport and his Russian citizenship. President, I'm sure, will be watching this right now. Good uppercut, lovely shot from Jones. And again.
Just using those loose ropes to get a bit of distance there. Roy Jones, that was clever, but another round for Enzo Maccarinelli for me.
Well, maybe not. That was a close one, and remember where we are. That may have gone the other way, you never know. About your experience of having been there and done it, Barry, but Jones had his moments. This is good for Maccarinelli, but Jones landed 1 or 2 real quality shots as well.
Well, Jones landed early in the round, landed some lovely body shots to the left hook. But for me, I thought the cleaner shots for me came from Enzo Mac.
Decent fight so
Pushing
far.
him back, yeah, he pushed him back with, landing some good straight right hands as well.
Background, you can hear the voices of instruction being given to Roy Jones. Crowd loving this. Into the 3rd round. And on Barry's card, Maccarinelli a couple of rounds up.
If Roy Jones can slip that jab to his right, just slip it and take a little step forward with it, so let the jab come over his shoulder, then that right hand that he's good with, will shorten the distance for himself and get full contact on it. See Roy trying to just lure Enzo Mac in. Enzo got to keep it nice and long.
Good shot from Jones through the guard once more. Enzo Maccarinelli only too conscious of the fact that he has to fight the man in front of him, fight his fight. He's not fighting a name, he's not fighting a legend, he's fighting a man who potentially can do him a lot of damage. Those are close to the border again, those body shots of Jones. Good uppercut.
Oh, lovely body shot there from Maccarinelli. Jones trying to respond.
Blowing a bit, isn't he, Jones? Trying to lure Maccarinelli in. Still trying to explode.
But he gives that relaxed feel, Roy, sometimes. So you think he's tired or hurt, and then he explodes. You've got to be careful with that. Good jab there from Jones. That's a low blow there from Maccarinelli.
Bit of payback.
Maccarinelli's not being drawn in.
Jones is just trying to sucker him in. Zero expenditure of energy. It's kind of a bit of a latter-day rope-a-dope tactic there.
Well, Enzo kept him under pressure, but he hasn't landed with too many punches.
How slack those ropes are as well. Jones leaning right back. Not a huge amount of significance happening in this round, Barry. It's a quiet one, and Maccarinelli not doing a lot.
No, he's the one doing all the pressure, but I don't think he's landed with any punches. He's not being drawn in, which is a good thing, but a good uppercut there from Jones. Left hook, left uppercut. But I think so far it's been Roy who's landed with anything really of note in this round, but at least he's Enzo keeping him under pressure. Good right hand there from Jones.
Yeah, and he heard the indicating last 10 seconds, and the old pro action came in and threw a couple of punches and probably made sure that he nicked the round.
Yeah, to me, I think use them ropes effectively to lean back and score with the jabs. Tried to draw Enzo Maccarinelli in. Enzo wouldn't fall for it, but then he wasn't working himself, so good round there for Roy. That's a signature Roy Jones there, isn't it? Leaping in with the left hook.
It was kind of a reach back into time type situation, and there's the right hand he threw just before the bell going.
Yeah, just didn't quite punch through the tag, and Enzo had to take it flush, but took it well.
Good round for Roy Jones after a very bright start for Enzo Maccarinelli. Big crowd, 10,000 people or more inside this huge ice stadium. Fourth round of this 10-rounder. Jones popping the jab quite effectively and leaning back on those ropes.
And even though Enzo's trying to put him under pressure, that's it, you've got to let your hands go a little bit more. You don't want to get lured into City. He's trying to set you up for an attack. And he needs to take a step to the side here now, Enzo, when he gets him on the ropes. It's a good right hand off the ropes there, and a good turn there from Maccarinelli.
Tight defence of Jones. Body shots, though, were scoring shots.
And the uppercut as well from Enzo Mac. Good one back though from Roy. So good off the ropes.
Infighting. In some cases, it's kind of a lost art, isn't it? But Roy Jones is always brilliant at it. See Gary Lockett, an animated figure in that corner as Maccarinelli walks into a solid right hand. Great uppercut! Right hand! It was the uppercut that did it, and that might be the start of Jones unravelling. What a tremendous shot from Maccarinelli.
Just didn't see it coming. Up in close, that right uppercut. Roy bent down onto it.
Now Maccarinelli will move in, looking to finish this, looking for another uppercut. And Jones is in trouble on those ropes, and another uppercut. He's in desperate trouble, Roy Jones. He's gone, and the fight is all over. Enzo Maccarinelli has ended the dreams of Roy Jones Jr. with a tremendous knockout. It was an uppercut that did it. That was the first knockdown. Another right hand completing the process, and I suspect that may very well be the last time we see Roy Jones in a boxing ring.
Well, you would hope so, wouldn't you? It doesn't look too good a shape at the moment. At least he's moving, his eyes are open, he knows what's going on, but it was a devastating right uppercut, and then another one as well, just to finish it off.
It's still the man, and it's still the name, but he's in against a big, younger man, a big puncher, and that was what initially did the damage.
It's this one here, no, it's the next one. Yeah. Oh, this is that's the second.
That's the final. That's the final. Yeah. It was the first uppercut for the first knockdown, which really did the damage.
That's the one there. Look at that, lovely. Didn't see it coming. Just on the outside of the left hand there is Enzo with his foot. Just throws that uppercut through the centre as Roy's bending down. A beautiful shot. I mean, listen, we know the power that Enzo has, especially with the uppercut. That's a great finish though for Enzo Mac there, variety. And he started that last little combination off with light pitter-patter punches to the head, and then just produce some power then, just to change the speed and the variety of the shots. It's a good finish.
Barry, I'm delighted for Enzo Maccarinelli, but as Roy Jones gets treatment there.
No one wants to see a legend.
Good punch, he says, and it certainly was a good punch, but he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest fighter that we've seen certainly during my commentary career. He's certainly right up there.
Oh, without doubt.
You know, you can't cheat time in this sport.
Well, look at Enzo. That's the biggest name on Enzo's record by far. It's not the biggest win because Roy's past his best. It's the biggest name, and Enzo wasn't jumping up like he normally would after such a great knockout win. He had a bit of respect, went to the corner because he knew he just beat a legend who shouldn't really be in there with him, and that's what it was. And, yeah, you can't beat Father Time. People try, and some people get further than others, but when it's your time, it's your time. It's been Roy's time for a while now.
A hugely deflated Russian crowd, and it's kind of a muted celebration in that corner, isn't it?
It is, but also forget. Look, I thought Enzo was going to knock Roy out, to be honest, but a lot of people thought that Roy would beat Enzo. Enzo's been talked about.
Yeah, there's no great display of triumphalism there, is there, as the treatment continues in the corner for Roy Jones. Getting a bit of oxygen from the paramedics. He says he's all right, but they're insisting that he takes the treatment. He's got to face up to the fact now that it's over, surely.
Well, you would think so, but, you know, fighters are a stubborn breed, John, and who knows, it's his decision at the end of the day. But Enzo goes all the way with the Russia, takes the fight, gets the win, and it was a good win for him as well.
Well, there's no nicer sportsman within the game, I don't think, than Enzo Maccarinelli. And those words, whatever they were, would have been right from the heart, I'm sure. And he'll say, I know that it will have been a privilege to share a ring with the man. And I think he'll also be realistic to know that maybe 15 years ago it would have been a very different Roy Jones he'd been facing.
Oh, without a doubt, because even with the size advantage and the weight advantage, the natural weight advantage that he has, that Enzo had, Roy Jones in his peak, there wasn't many people who could live with him. You know, he's been one of the greats, and he'll be remembered as one of the greats. I hope in all these fights he's had at the end of his career don't tarnish his what will go down as a Hall of Famer, without a doubt.
There'll be young lads watching, no doubt, who are saying, well, what was all that about? Roy Jones, don't judge him for goodness sake on this. If you don't believe me, have a look at some of his old fights and just see how brilliant he was when he was in his prime. But Enzo Maccarinelli's done everything that was required of him, and he's got the win, and he's shown that he is still a force, and he'll move on.
Время остановки боя — минута и 59 секунд четвертого раунда. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a time, 1 minute and 59 seconds of round number 4. Победу нокаутом одержал and your winner by knockout, Enzo Maccarinelli. Но остается с нами, ladies and gentlemen, and still with us, Roy Jones Jr.
Lovely display of sportsmanship between the two men, but in boxing you cannot cheat time. And Enzo Maccarinelli, 11 years Roy Jones as junior, emerges victorious with a pretty brutal knockout.